A new year, a new crop of coaches. I'm Joe Downs for the ACES Insider. While much has been made of the new look coaching staff for the University of Evansville men's basketball program, there are new coaches throughout the athletic program, and nowhere is that more true than with the men's soccer team, as head coach Marshall Ray has two new assistants, and we got a chance to meet up with them today.
First of all, I think I'd be remiss not to thank the guys that were here before. You know, I think Ian Henry and Josh Aldroyd and Jeremy Clark, you know, were my first staff back here at the University of Evansville as head coaches. I think they put a tremendous amount of effort and heart into the program, and I think that showed on the field for the things that we were able to accomplish. And both of them, or all three of them, have moved on to good jobs to kind of continue their career in soccer. And I think we've had a track record of grad assistants and assistants moving on. You know, we've got coaches that are head coach at Northern Kentucky now. We've got coaches that were at Syracuse, Duke, UConn. So I think we've had a good track record through Coach Jacobs, Coach Schmaltz, and others have starting to produce coaches at the beginning of their career and moving those on. So, you know, a big thank you to those guys, because they put us in a spot now that we can continue to move on and push forward.
This process, you've been through it before. This came together, and it had to, rather quickly.
Well, it's important that we get some people in place. You know, I was getting lonely in the office, needed people to talk to, but it's important for our guys, and we've got a big season coming up ahead of us, as they all are, and it was important to get a staff in place and let the guys get a chance through you know, Skype and the internet and talking via WhatsApp and other things to connect with these guys and get them to start helping doing some things so the guys have a decent feeling for who we are and what we're going to do once we get started with preseason.
I'm coming from a small town called Alamosa, Colorado. I was at a Division II school, Adams State University, and now I'm happy to be here.
I think Brett brings a lot of experience to the program. Obviously, he's been a head coach before, which is a good thing to have in the other office. All of my friends and coaches that I talk to, they talk about becoming a head coach, and I tell them the same thing. All head coaches are crazy. So it's nice to have an assistant across the way that's been a head coach before, because you know, without that pressure and the other things that are on you, you tend to make better decisions. So it's good to have a level-headed person in the other room to kind of keep you in check with the things that's going on.
It was a challenging position because we had to carry a fairly large roster and only had a part-time assistant. So I think I grew in many areas, not just in coaching the game, but man management and leading a group of young men to be better on and off the field. I think one of the things Coach Ray talks about is competing on and off the field, and I think that's very applicable to what we were trying to do at Adams State.
He's going to also, you know, along with being a keeper and being able to train the keepers, you know, he brings a little different recruiting network, being from the West Coast, which I think is important for us to kind of open up as many doors and opportunities as possible. He's had to do a lot of recruiting himself. You know, he didn't have a full-time assistant on staff where he was before, so he's used to that grind. He's used to the ability to kind of just find ways to get things done and get things accomplished. So I'm looking forward to having that in that office. So he'll be playing a big role in what we do recruiting-wise. He's going to be doing a big role in what we do with our group. And Freddie and Greg and Matt will have another guy to kind of be their mentor. You know, I think we kind of talk about the goalkeeping coach similar to what a pitching coach would be. You know, those guys need someone else to put that attention to them, to refine their craft on a daily basis, so it's important to have someone on our staff that can do that.
So you're pretty well traveled, huh?
Yeah, I've been to quite a few places. I've lived in Owensboro, Kentucky, which is super close to here. I've been in Miami, Florida. I've lived in Chicago. Then I've also lived in Denmark.
How did you end up in Owensboro? What were you doing there?
Yes, I got recruited to play collegiately there with Brescia University. They had a Scottish coach, a former player called Graham Japp, who then was looking for players, and he knew that I had played when I was younger, and then called me up and asked if I was interested and kind of been part of the revolution he was trying to start over there.
Andrew, I think, brings a lot of experience. I think he spent 2 years at Brescia in Owensboro. He's got some connections there with some of the good youth programs out of the Owensboro area, so hopefully that tie will bring some people across the river into Evansville for our matches and camps and other things. He's a little bit older than grad assistants that we've had in the past, so I tell everyone that I've talked to so far, I think we've overhired for that position, which is a good thing. He's hungry, he's detailed, he's meticulous. I think he's always trying to find ways through video and other ways to make the players better. So I think he's going to challenge everybody, which will be a good thing. I think with the personalities of the two mixed with me, I think we've got a well-rounded staff of different personalities, which I think the players will benefit from for sure.
You're from Scotland originally, yep. Obviously. You played soccer over there, then you came over here to play at Brescia.
Yep.
What's it been like, that move? I know you said you've been here a while now. What was the move like going from Scotland to here? Night and day?
Yeah, it was like a massive culture shock, I think, when I first came. I think I got sent off 2 or 3 times in my first season for tackles that are technically legal in Scottish soccer, but over here I guess the referees see the game a different way, so I had to adapt my game just so I could kind of stay on the field, so that was like a big one for me.
Probably learning to say soccer instead of football, is that another one?
I've tried to relearn many things that I used to say. Like I said trainers yesterday to somebody and they had no idea what I meant. Seemingly it's sneakers, or apparently it's tennis shoes as well. So I'm just kind of keep track of what I'm calling what, so everyone understands what I'm saying.
What brought you here to Evansville? What made this a position that was attractive to you?
Well, I think getting to know Coach Ray was it was a big part of it, because what he's been doing over the last several years that he's been leading the program is pretty exciting. I think looking at the academics and what the school is doing as a whole academically is exciting. So I think across the board there's so many things that were attractive to becoming part of the soccer program here that it just was tough to turn down.
Previously I worked with Northwestern University up in Chicago, Evanston, pardon me, and I really enjoyed that Division 1 atmosphere, the attention to detail, the competitive nature of all the players, and then I think that Coach Ray's been trying to build something here that's growing and expanding season upon season, and so that highly motivated me to be a part of it and help with that expansion project.
Are you chomping at the bit to get going at this, or do you want, or is it nice to have this kind of settling in time?
Well, it's obviously nice to have the month to develop the staff and get to know the grad assistant Andrew Livingston and and obviously Coach Ray, and continue to develop those relationships so that by the time we hit the season, we're all on the same page and we have a good rapport, and then that translates to good relationships with the guys as well. So we're excited to get going and we're eager to get going, but I think this is a great developmental period for us to kind of all get on the same page.
We've really spent this week getting to know each other a little bit, starting to talk about roles, responsibilities, duties, my expectations, and get to know each other. And tonight we're going to have everybody over with their families at the house, and I think have a little bit of personal time, because I think everyone knows that the way that we run our program is like a family. Sometimes we disagree with each other, but ultimately we're all working towards the same goal and trying to accomplish the same things here at the University of Evansville, and that's competing for conference championships and getting ourselves back into the NCAA tournament.
And that staff building will continue all the way into the first part of August, when the players arrive to start preseason camp. For the Aces Insider, I'm Joe Downs. And remember, you can keep up with all things Evansville athletics on GoPurpleAces.com, as well as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and our YouTube channel.